Picture this. You've had a decent year, maybe a bit of overtime or a bonus, and you're wondering if there's a smart way to keep more of it. Here's something most people never find out about. If you earned over $60,000, and around 1 in 3 Australian workers did in 2022-23, there's a rule that lets you use unused super tax breaks from the past 5 years. It's called carry forward, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to check whether you've got space sitting there and whether it's worth using. The one number to hold on to is $500,000. According to the ATO, that's the total super balance you need to be under, measured on the previous 30th of June, to use carry-forward contributions from unused caps over the past 5 years. And if you haven't come across this before, that's genuinely not your fault. The system doesn't exactly put it in front of you. But getting it right matters, because the difference between knowing and not knowing can be worth thousands. Let me show you how to check yours. Your first move is simple. Log into MyGov and open ATO online. This is exactly where you'll see your unused cap amounts and your total super balance from the previous 30th June. Don't guess these numbers and don't rely on a payslip. The ATO's own record is the source of truth here, and it's the only figure that counts for your eligibility. Next, confirm your total super balance was under $500,000 on the previous 30th of June. And here's a detail that trips people up. The ATO checks that prior 30th June figure, not your balance today. So if you're sitting close to the limit, this is the very first thing to verify, because going over it switches off the whole strategy for that year. Once you've confirmed you're eligible, here's where it gets genuinely interesting. Now look at the carry-forward amounts the ATO displays for you. Your unused cap space can be carried forward for up to 5 years. After that, it expires for good. Write down each year's unused figure because the oldest one is the tranche most at risk of dropping out of reach. But I want to be upfront with you here. This doesn't work for everyone equally. If your income was modest across those years, you might have very little unused space. Let me show you how to work out exactly what you've got. For 2025-26, the standard concessional cap is $30,000 a year, according to the ATO. And here's the part most people miss. Your carry-forward amounts sit on top of that base cap. So if you've got unused space from prior years, you can actually contribute well above $30,000 in a single year. That's the mechanism that makes a strong income year, or a year where you've suddenly got cash to spare, so valuable. Now let's work out the room you can actually use. Find your year-to-date concessional contributions. That's mostly your employer's super guarantee payments. Subtract them from the $30,000 cap, and then add the eligible unused amounts the ATO shows for prior years. That gives you one single number, the maximum deductible contribution you can make this year without going over. This is the number that actually matters. Here's why this matters to your bottom line. The ATO confirms concessional contributions are taxed at just 15% inside super, instead of at your marginal rate. Let's run it 3 ways. If you're earning around $50,000, the gap is smaller but still real. If you're in the middle, say $92,000, the gap between your marginal rate and 15% makes a catch-up contribution meaningfully more tax effective than taking the same money as salary. And if you're earning closer to $135,000, that gap widens a lot further, and every dollar you put in works harder for you. Finally, decide whether to make a deductible contribution before year end if you've got room under the carry-forward rules. Check your cash flow first. This only makes sense if you can spare the money without stress. Then confirm the exact amount with your fund or payroll, make the contribution, and keep your records for the deduction claim. A good result is using the cap space you've got while staying comfortably inside the rules. Now, here's the timing pressure you can't ignore. The ATO only lets you look back 5 years for unused caps, and that window is rolling. So the oldest year's space expires every single year, whether you use it or not. Waiting too long doesn't just cost you the deduction, It also costs you years of investment earnings that money could have quietly made inside your super. And this is where most people make the mistake that costs them the most. The most common mistake is doing nothing at all. If you never check ATO online, your unused cap space from 5 years ago simply expires. And once it's gone, you can't get it back. The fix is genuinely easy. Review your carry forward amounts every year and use the oldest tranches first before they fall out of the 5-year window. A 10-minute check now can protect money you'd otherwise lose without ever realising it. There's also a stubborn myth worth clearing up, that carry forward is only for very wealthy people or those near retirement. It's not. The rule applies to anyone whose total super balance was under $500,000 on the previous 30th of June. The ATO confirms unused caps can be carried forward for 5 years, which makes this a real tool for ordinary mid-career earners too. If you've had a few quieter income years followed by a stronger one, this could be tailor-made for you. The second mistake is assuming the numbers never change. The $30,000 concessional cap applies to 2025 to 26 and needs rechecking for future years. And the $500,000 threshold is measured on your previous 30 June balance each financial year. So before you commit a cent, always confirm the current figures in ATO online. 2 minutes of checking saves you from an expensive assumption. Let's run the 6 steps back quickly so you've got them clear. Log into ATO online via MyGov, confirm your 30 June balance was under $500,000, and inspect your carry forward amounts. Then calculate your room against the $30,000 cap, weigh up that 15% tax advantage, and if it stacks up for your situation, contribute and keep your records before year end. 6 steps, and you're ahead of most people who never even look. If you've made it this far, you now know something most people earning over $60,000 simply don't. Your one action this week is straightforward. Log into ATO online and check your carry forward amounts before any older caps slip away. It'll take you about 10 minutes. If you want to go deeper, our next video breaks down how salary sacrifice and personal deductible contributions actually compare, so you can pick the right one for you. I'm Alex. I'll see you there.